World Series champions! At last! We have rebuilt the A's into a championship organization once again. And the World Series returns to the Bay. And what a satisfying championship this was. For as long as I've been making content, it has to rank towards the very top. Taking the Oakland Athletics from where they were in the beginning of this series and making the necessary moves that turn the worst team in baseball into the best, with a bright future still ahead of them. Now we are entering the final chapter of the series. What's left is to really tell the more complete story for the core players in this series. Joe Michael, Yusniel Cruz, Aaron Don, the list goes on. I am still managing the team, and now we're going to be speeding up the process, going through seasons at a quicker rate until we reach the end. Here are some clips from the most recent spring training where I did decide to trade Robert Puason. Just felt like I had other infield options and I wanted to try and acquire another outfielder. So we do add Robin Worley. And here were the top performers throughout the spring training, with Yusniel Cruz continuing his postseason dominance, getting to see Manny Reyes productive in his first chance to be a big league starter. And then a few players who maybe disappointed a little bit. Miguel Cabrera's stock has fallen a bit. We had Robert Puason not put up great numbers. And then for the pitching, which obviously led us to the series last year, we couldn't have done it without elite pitching. Pretty good performances here. Henry Vasquez, by the way, I wanted to boost his potential after a near Rookie of the Year campaign. I gave him a 5-point boost because he played so effectively last year. So he's one of those players we'll also be following the rest of the way. And maybe there'll be more that pop up as we reach the end of the series. We still have some of the best prospects in baseball, although most of these top-rated players aren't anywhere close to the bigs, so there's no guarantees for them panning out. But I wanted to make sure before we speed the pace up, we've got to go to opening day, our first game after winning the World Series. We get to hang that championship banner. I got to edit the World Series history on the big board in right field I've been looking at for a few seasons. And we're back to baseball with Joe Michael, the defending two-time Cy Young Award winner. Of course, he gets the opening day start, and his first strikeout of the year comes on a pitch where he actually hit the batter and he swung anyway. Joe Michael is different. Brian De La Cruz, little dribbler back to Joe, and he's able to make the play and put together a 1-2-3 top of the first. Let's go to the offense and the postseason hero and Rookie of the Year phenom, Yusniel Cruz. First at-bat of the year, dribbled up the first base line, and he is retired. We go top of the second. It's Jacob Berry looking at a curveball that gets in there. Strike three for Joe. Picks up number 2. And Alejandro Padilla fishing outside. It's strike 3. Michael with 2 zeros to open his season. We go bottom 2, a man on, and Tyler Soderstrom delivers the A's first hit of the 2030 campaign. And making the start at first base, Manny Reyes has taken over that spot from Vladimir Guerrero. And he opens his year, bouncing it off the shortstop's glove, and he is aboard with an infield hit. As the A's load the bases here in the second, Trey Sweeney against Sandy Alcantara starts at second base, and the Marlins cannot turn 2. Sweeney gets the first RBI of the campaign, which brings up Dylan Carlson, whose postseason heroics landed him another contract with us. And he also bounces to the right side, and the Marlins fail to turn 2 a second time as the A's score their second run. We'll go top 3. Michael versus Jace Young, a perfect pitch on the corner. Not much you can do there. but Michael can strike you out no matter where it ends up. On the corner, over the middle, a foot outside, he gets them all. We go bottom 4 now, and I really want to see if Aaron Don can turn things around after a disappointing campaign last year, and he doesn't hit it hard, but he gets it through for his first hit of the season. 2 on for Luis Arraez, and that's sent to the corner against his former team. The A's strike again, getting runs 3 and trying to get 4, but Miguel Vargas is nailed at the plate. And it's a 3-0 ball game through 4. You'll notice that Joe Michael has a little no-hitter going through 4 innings. Lane Thomas, did he go? Yes, he does. Strike 3. Jacob Berry. Line past Manny Reyes, who cannot save the no-hitter. That's the one thing Joe Michael has never done. Top 6 now. It's still a 3-0 ball game, as this is past third base and into left field. Marlins get their best scoring threat thus far. 2 on for Victor Robles, who sends one out to right center field. This park will contain it, but it's down for extras, and the Marlins cut into this lead, plating 2 on the double. Victor Robles already a base hit from potentially scoring. He wants third base, and Soderstrom takes care of him, throwing him out. Bases cleared. We go top 7. Michael versus Thomas. And this is lifted out to left center. Long run for Dawn, but he gets there. A's stay in front. Franmil Reyes, 39 homers last year. He's been phenomenal as an A. And he gets off to a hot start here on opening day with our first homer of the 2030 season. What a signing he's been, now entering his 3rd year with the team. He is the 2nd oldest player on the team also, behind Penn Murphy, who is 35. Pay attention to this. Gabriel Moreno, this one shoots off of the bag about 20 or 30 feet up in the air, ends up being an infield hit. Baseball's weird, that's why we love it, but Joe Michael's day is done there, and we bring in Eli Morgan, the key addition for us at last year's trade deadline, and on one pitch, he gets the ground ball double play to preserve the lead into the 9th inning. And that's where you turn it over to last year's all-star closer, Penn Murphy. He was perfect in save opportunities in last year's postseason, including the World Series clincher. And he gets the save on opening day as well. A good win for the A's as they hang the banner and start anew in 2030. Can this team repeat? Could this era of A's dominance only be starting? Will we need to construct a larger championship board? I suppose we'll find out between now and the end of the A's franchise. Thank you all for watching and being a part of this series, and let's continue the 2030 campaign. It's certainly bittersweet for me to think about ending this series after spending so much time on it over the last year. We've gone through 7 years now in the franchise and just won our first World Series. We've gotten better each and every season. Not record-wise from years 6 to 7, but in postseason success, we did get better. From here until the end, I plan on managing the team the same way I have, especially in the off-seasons, trying to keep this team competitive. But obviously, we're going to be doing a lot of simulating now going forward. I'm also going to be figuring out exactly how this is going to work kind of as I go. I haven't had to really do this in MLB before, so hopefully we can create a good viewing experience here while seeing how things unfold for our team. The A's open their season with a 3-game sweep of the Marlins, with 3 more games of excellent pitching. Yusniel Cruz hit his first homer of the season in the 8th inning of Game 2. And this either gave us the lead or tied the game up when Miami was looking to close it out. Miguel Vargas was the hero in the 3rd game of the sweep, getting a home run and walking twice. as Gregorio Uribe starts to get into his major league days as well. He went 1.1 scoreless for us. Eli Morgan got the save. Now we're on to Joe Michael's second start, where he's putting together another no-hit bid. He's 2/3 of the way there. I just noticed the pitch count, though. He's already at 112. 9 more outs with 112 pitches. That may be a little much for Joe as he walks MJ Melendez. We're now in the 120s with Joe Michael. Carson Williams the batter, and now Joe falls behind him. Weak fly ball into left field, and with Cruz there, 8 outs left. Still throwing nasty curveballs, though, with 125 pitches on the day. And he strikes out Jones. At what point, though, do I have to think, like, all right, maybe we shouldn't get Joe Michael injured? I don't know that the human arm is meant to throw 128 pitches like this. And the no-hit bid is over, and Joe Michael needs to come out of this game. That's got to be the most pitches he's ever thrown in one game. I mean, 130 in his second start. He's a machine. We do not get the no-hitter. However, the A's have swept their first 2 series of the season, undefeated at home to start the year. We had a little home run derby in this game, by the way. Miguel Vargas, Manny Reyes, Yusniel Cruz, and backup catcher Jose Cedeno all go yard. Earlier in the Tampa series, Aaron Don got his first homer of the year as we pitched a shutout behind Cole Phillips' 7 scoreless frames. We finally lose our first game on April 5th against the Pirates, 4-0. This is the start of a 5 of 6 game skid for us, culminating with being swept by the Guardians and giving up 7 runs in all 3 of these games. One of those was a Penn Murphy blown save where we allowed 2 runs in the 9th and a whopping 4 in the 10th. It's not like Penn Murphy and Aaron Ashby to have games like that, especially back-to-back. We immediately bounce back by sweeping the Mariners on the road. By the end of April, the A's have started the season very strong. They're 19-10. That puts us 2.5 games up on the Rangers. And overall, the second best win percentage in baseball, only behind the LA Dodgers. Off to a hot start, we've got Manny Reyes in his first full big league year, leading us in homers with 7. It looks like we've got ourselves another Rookie of the Year contender. Good to see Dylan Carlson playing better. He only had 9 homers last season, already 4 right now, hitting over 300, slugging .519. He's definitely playing his best regular season baseball he has with us. Aaron Don's hitting .209, though. I'm not sure what's up. Like, his ratings, especially against righties, should lead to a really high average just facing predominantly righting pitching throughout the season. But last year was a step back, losing a lot of his power, and now losing even more power, if that was even a thing, in addition to the on-base success. He's kind of a detriment to the offense right now. Again, we've got really hot pitching. Ken Waldichuk is off to a great start. Cole Phillips, a 1.3 WAR in just 6 starts. Every one of his outings so far has been a quality start, which is only matched by the great Joe Michael. So Cole Phillips could be taking a leap this season. Really strong first month. And that's despite losing a lot of his strikeouts. I'll be changing the lineup and everything as we go, but they don't let you put players lower than 9th in the batting order, so Aaron Don's going to have to stay there. Trey Sweeney's actually struggling a lot as well, so we got 2 lefties who, not even against righties, are deserving of hitting high in the order. That's surprising, too. The only home run Franmil Reyes hit in the season's first month was on opening day. That's it. Okay, that's weird. Ozzy Albies is on the move, but it's not really exactly what you think. He's not playing well, and the Braves sent him to the Mets for a couple prospects. Okay, then. The Rangers have overtaken us in the West. Having a strong series, they just swept us at the beginning of May. Owen White kind of shut us down a little bit in this one. It was a good 6-5 game, but we didn't score until the 8th inning. A lot of road division games here in this month. Michael has a shutout going. This one isn't a no-hitter, so we're not going to jump into it, but we do beat the Angels in that series. Go up against the Astros, with the offense struggling to put up runs in the first 2 games, and we split. How about Ken Waldachuk going off here against the Phillies? 8 innings, 7 strikeouts. That leads to a shutout win and a sweep, giving us 5 victories in a row. And the winning doesn't stop until we face the Giants. Here against the Reds, we put up 5 homers, including one from Aaron Don, but more importantly, a trio from Manny Reyes. It'd be a shock if anybody could top him for Rookie of the Year, given this start. We're around a quarter of the way through the season. I want to take a look at the Rookie of the Year standings, and there is Reyes at the top, more than doubling the home runs of those trailing him. And other categories see him the leader as well. He's already seeing a good power boost. And compared to what we were getting in the late days of the Vladimir Guerrero era, this is a huge boost to the offense. I think we got ourselves another star to build around. While we're at it here, Cole Phillips is in the running for Cy Young after Joe Michael won it the last 2 seasons. He does trail Owen White, but Cole Phillips has made 9 starts and has only allowed 9 earned runs in those games and 2 homers in 58 innings. Logan Gilbert has the shutout going this time. We end up beating the Rays 10-0. Seems every week there's somebody having like the best start of their career. Manny Reyes has a 17-game hitting streak on the line, so he's really tearing up the league this season. This is to keep it moving in the 8th inning. Facing reliever Nick Avila for the White Sox. Falling down 0-2. Down looking on the fastball, and the streak could be ending there. We're going to jump into the game right here quick because the White Sox pitcher currently is someone we all know quite well. Kendrick Haynes has a chance to close out the team that gave up on him this year. I've just not wanted to ride the roller coaster ride of his games when we have so many other options and prospects that I've wanted to call up. It's not that he wasn't a good pitcher, but he was just far too volatile. 0-2 to Sweeney, and he fights off the high fastball. Good pitch from Haynes, and he takes care of Sweeney. Only one left. And it's Aaron Don, whose average is up to 213. Just get on base, Aaron. We know Haynes is prone to giving up the deep ball, but Aaron Don hasn't been hitting those in a couple years. That's a drive to right field. It's clearly foul. Don certainly caught my attention there. And now a good changeup has him down 2 strikes. He hit him in the 8th on the back. And Aaron Don's aboard for Dylan Carlson. Still a ways from getting back to Manny Reyes, but there's some heavy hitters now getting ready for the A's. The one thing about Haynes is he didn't get a lot of 1, 2, 3 innings. He's good for a couple outs in a row and then a roller coaster ride. He's hit Don, he's fallen behind Carlson, and that's a base hit into right field. Tying run, a hit from scoring. Luis Arraez will hit, already 2 for 4 on the night. Pressure mounting on Haynes, he misses up. That's into left. And it's caught to save the game. The White Sox pick up the win. If that dropped, it was going to be tied. What a play. Kendrick Haynes gets the save against the A's after all. And it happened in very predictable Kendrick Haynes fashion. That was Stephen Kwan, by the way, who just robbed that hit and our chance of tying the game late. Definitely let me know if you're enjoying this style of video, going through the season in this way. It's hard to think about how do you condense 162 games, or maybe we don't even do the full season. I don't know exactly, but, you know, summarizing baseball without just watering it down and not having it be enjoyable. That is the tough part, and part of why this video is taking so long to come out. I was trying to brainstorm exactly how to do this the right way. So we just finished up the second month of the year, and the A's are now 32-24. They are in first place. It looks to be us and the Rangers here at the top this season. And a stat update: Manny Reyes, 16 homers, Yusniel Cruz, 14. And it's a blizzard right now in Oakland with all these cold streaks across the offense. That is concerning. That was, of course, our formula a year ago in the postseason, where the offense was mediocre and the pitching was elite. We currently have the 27th ranked batting average right now. In terms of home runs, we certainly have some pop from a couple players. We're tied for 13th. I want to see our on base. That's something I wanted to always be good for this team, and I thought I added the players that would keep it stable. You know, Aaron Dunn, Luis Ariz, those guys. And a few guys are pulling that off, but we're 23rd as a team right now. So, pitching, first by a mile and a half. It's not even close. I want to try getting Zach Geloff into the game a bit more often. I'm also looking at other cold streaks and thinking what needs to be done here. I'm actually going to get Miguel Cabrera DHing for Franmil Reyes right now, because what we're missing is on base, and we know Cabrera can fix that for us. Reyes is kind of struggling. We get June off and running. We lose the first couple. Not putting up a lot of runs. One here against the Brewers. Nothing in the next game. Then we travel to Fenway. 2-run loss. And it wraps up with a 7-6 game trying to close. So we're in extra innings. And it's Jackie Sechrist who has a chance to close out the Boston Red Sox. But they've got their ghost runner at second. We must have scored ours. Marcelo Meyer against Sechrist, a player that I really like a lot. A fastball in at 94. You got Rafael Devers on deck for the Red Sox, and a 3-2 count. Big pitch here from Jackie Sechrist. And he just missed inside. Rafi, remember the good days of the Rockies franchise, please. That's in. That's by him at 94. Having trouble finishing him off and misses the next 3 pitches. Devers 0 for 5 on the day. And that's in there, strike 3. Big first out for Jackie Sechrist, now facing Brett Beatty. He's 0 for 2 on for Boston. That is through, a base hit. Cruz will come up firing. And the run scores to tie the game at 7. Two down now for Boston. Wilson Contreras, the batter. 2 strikes from Jackie Sechrist. And a grounder to Vargas finishes the 10th inning. Top 11 with Aaron Dunn trying to get us back in front. Runner at third base. And a base hit to right center field. That's the kind of hitting we need to see from Aaron. Dawn takes off, and he's in there safely. And that happened, by the way, after they threw over like 4 or 5 times in a row. So they knew it was coming. And down looking is Miguel Vargas. Great pitch from Burkett. Arise bounces into a ground out. We go bottom 11. Andre Palante. All right, I'm excited to see this. Got the bottom of the order here. 11 innings should be enough. There's a slider, but we know what his go-to pitch is with 2 strikes. Throw it, Andre. We want to see it. Not the fastball. Fly ball right field. He never threw the curve. And this one sails all the way to the base of the wall. And the Red Sox tie the game. It just kept carrying. Well, we're going to play 12, it looks like, in Fenway. Yusniel Cruz leads off. And it's headed out to right field, and that's got carry. Cruz sends it out. And the A's take a 2-run lead in the 12th on his 15th of the season. Can't believe he wasn't already pitching in this game, but here comes Aaron Ashby trying to protect the 2-run lead. Marcelo Meyer leads off. And he starts with a slow grounder, and Geloff makes the play. Well, if anyone's a threat to tie the game, it'd be Rafael Devers, even in the lefty-lefty matchup. And he got him looking. Ashby gets out number 2, leaving the game up to Brett Beatty. How good has Ashby been throughout this series? Hard to see us being champions without him. Strike 2. And a ground ball fielded at first, and this game is over. The A's win in 12 and go a game and a half up on the Texas Rangers. Yusniel Cruz, the hero once more. I think I'm enjoying going through the season like this. I'm not sure we'll do the full season today because now the wheels are kind of spinning as to how I can do this. And I feel like, just kind of setting a deadline, like I can do videos until a certain date, at which point I need to look at the long-term simulation, ideally right before the new MLB comes out, which I believe is on the 19th. I know we just had a couple weeks where I didn't do anything in this series, and that kind of hurts our chances of doing a lot more, but there is still time. Anyway, I wanted to go through that one because the team just hadn't been playing their best baseball to start June. They weren't scoring a lot. They avoid the sweep at least against the Red Sox and are 34-30. A little dangerously close to 500, which they're trying to correct here in a big series against Texas. 8-2, that's a big win. Let's check out that box score. We had Reyes go yard, Gilbert goes 6. Bullpen goes scoreless. Good formula. And Penn Murphy, 9th inning against the Rangers. We're fighting for the division lead right now, so this is a pretty critical series. And he walks him on a borderline pitch. It could have gone either way. So the Rangers have 2 aboard for Corey Seager. How about Luis Medina down below? Remember him back in the early days of the series? Base hit left field. Seager delivers. Cruz firing home. And the game is tied. They just got one off of Penn Murphy. And the Rangers are in position. 2 aboard and still nobody out as Pasquantino lifts one foul. He struck him out. Big fastball. How about the strikeout of Josh Young as well? Won't be a save for Penn Murphy, but trying to keep it tied so our offense can try and end it. And he strikes out the side after surrendering the lead. Manny Reyes has 16 homers on the season, and the A's now looking to walk it off against the Rangers. We're bottom 9. Kumar Rocker, the pitcher. Popped up. Catcher should have a play. And he's under it. 1 down. And the A's will get nothing here in the bottom of the 9th. So it's, again, extra innings for the A's. Aaron Ashby comes out, off to a really strong start this year, improving against lefties. Keeps the runner at second, 1 down. He struck out Sam Huff, fooling him with the slider. What a pitch. Aaron Ashby, a clean 10th, keeps it in the infield. We go bottom 10. 3 for 4, Zach Geloff. He's playing well this season. I don't know what the future holds exactly at certain spots, like how long we can count on Luis Arraez. And Geloff is here, and he's good enough to start, but I think we have around 11 guys on this team you could start, and only 9 that can. Good problem to have. Winning run at second base. It's ripped to the gap, and this game should be over. Zach Geloff winning it in 10. And the A's pull further ahead from the Texas Rangers. Beautiful swing. When you're in that situation, you can always look at bunting and trying to sacrifice fly the winning run home. I think we do it the more entertaining way. Right over the middle, and Zach Geloff has been crushing the ball this year. 3.5 game lead now in the AL West for Oakland. Turning our June around, Yankees lead by 1. They close us out there. Still don't like how close we are to being 500. It's Baltimore who's 47-28 right now. We take our season there and get shut out in game 1, only putting up 6 hits. Alfonso Montez made the start. It might have changed up my rotation after an injury or something. Game 2, slim lead for Penn Murphy, who has already given up a hit and 2 walks. So probably a solo homer and 2 walks. We've played enough extra inning baseball recently. I guess we could lose in regulation, but I'd like to see Murphy bounce back as he approaches 20 pitches in this outing. 1 ground ball is all it would take. Good pitch. And he struck him out on the fastball in. Doesn't throw it fast, but he doesn't need to. Oh, not Ahmed Rosario, though. I really don't like having to play him. Game on the line. O's need him in a big way. It's into center field and down for a hit. Murphy blows the save. And we're tied at 4. Told you I wasn't happy to see Ahmed Rosario. I'm always happy to see Aaron Ashby, though. Looks like we will play extras again. Leading off for us, you have Manny Reyes, the Rookie of the Year frontrunner. Wow, that was smoked at 113 off the bat. He hit it so hard, and still Cruz comes around to score. I thought that would get on O'Neill there too quick and hold up Cruz. Manny Reyes could be special. 113 is not normal on a ground ball. Oh, he mistimed his dive there and still makes the play. From 113 to 63 off the bat that time. Miguel Cabrera probably needs to play even more than he is. He's up to 25 hits on the year, and he's hitting nearly 400 on the season. So I'm going to keep reevaluating that offense and the batting order and trying to get it in the best place I can. Because I don't like seeing the Orioles so much further out ahead in being first in the American League. Cabrera, ground ball to third. Runner holds at second. Trey Sweeney's numbers are pretty atrocious. We might have to look at playing somebody else at short there that bad. Under 200 and just not making much of an impact. Way out in front, not fixing it on that swing. Not even close, Trey. His game needs to get fixed. So Aaron Ashby is going to look to close out another extra inning game if he can. One run. Here's Austin Meadows. Ashby pitching 3-1. Oh, it nearly hits it. Brendan Rodgers, 2 aboard. Does not go. And that's lifted. High and deep down the left field line, it's foul. Past the diving Reyes, it's through. Carlson firing home, and it's not in time. Orioles tie the game at 5. Speaking of guys I had given up on in the past series, Brendan Rodgers, everybody. Now Tyler O'Neill. Tough spot here for Ashby. And that ball is muscled out to deep center. Back goes Don. He makes the catch. And I'd be shocked if the runner's not at third. He is. Colton Cowser now. He's got a chance to end it in 10. Has to avoid the double play. Needs to leave the infield, basically. And they get the bunt down, and I think they're gonna... Oh, they just won the game on that, I think. Or did they not send the runner? I think on the pop-up he froze and turned back. Couldn't see. That might have just saved us right there. Cal Raleigh. This team has sure changed a lot over the years. Out in front of that one. The count's 3-2. Runner at first will leave. Raleigh takes low and the bases are filled. Rekindling a potential rivalry with the O's after the ALCS comeback. Bases are loaded for Mayo. Ashby's got to keep it in the zone here. 2 strikes. And Ashby strikes him out. So we keep playing baseball. Aaron Don in the 11th. He's under this one. Going back in deep right center. Aaron Don sends it out. A 2-run shot. I can't believe my eyes. Aaron Don muscles out his 7th as the A's retake the lead. It feels like the later the game is, the more potent our offense is. Like last year, we would always see these games simmed where we won like 4-2 and scored all of our runs in the 8th inning or later. We're slow starters is all. Slow-cooked offense, but it gets the job done sometimes. And there is Yusniel Cruz, sitting on 18 homers on the year. The ticker has told us Rafael Devers leads the league. I forget if it's like 21 or 24. I think I've seen it over the course of multiple games here. I'd love to see Cruz in the Derby. I think that would be a lot of fun, and it's one of the few things we haven't gotten to do in the series. And he's down on strikes. Manny Reyes is right behind him, though. 17 homers, 45 RBIs on the season. Quite the rookie campaign, and we're only around the halfway point. Big cut. Knocked down at third base, and the play made just in time. Will a 2-run lead courtesy of Aaron Don be enough? We start the 11th for the O's. They get a base hit from Sable and hold the runner at third. Good start. And representing the winning run, Ahmed Rosario versus Ashby. He struck him out, clipping the outside edge. This one gets away from Soderstrom. And I know the runner moved up to second. They did not try to score, but now both runs they need are in scoring position. And the double play is taken off the board. Jackson Holiday, 3-0. Aaron Ashby reaching his limits as the game reaches its critical stage. 3-0. He walked him, and they're loaded. Well, the double play's back in order. Austin Meadows takes inside. Are they doing an MVP chant? I'm pretty sure they just did an MVP chant. Is he playing that well? I mean, he's the 3-hitter on the best team in the American League right now. 14 homers, 49 RBIs, hitting .317. Yeah, I think they have reason to be shouting MVP. 2-2. Way outside. And the biggest pitch coming up. Payoff pitch. Grounded right to second. Aaron Ashby wins the game. And the A's take this one from the Orioles. Just hanging on. Another great finish. It goes the A's way this time around. Pretty impressive, and I wonder if we could be looking ahead to another playoff meeting with these guys later this season. We're almost to the end of June, but clearly we're having an issue, especially with shortstop Trey Sweeney. 188. We cannot let him continue to play like this. He's deteriorating his own abilities, dropping contact, dropping power. 81, the low 80s to me is like the cusp of being a backup or a starting caliber player. And he's not playing anywhere near as well as he has in the past. I think this might be time to consider using up one of those options. Carlson's hitting .302 with 8 homers. Arise, 274 with 6. I expected some overall regression for him, and it seems like this year is going to be a pretty steep drop-off for Luis. So, do we look to start making the transition to Zach Geloff maybe sooner than later? I really wish Zach could play short, because that would help. Although, we can move some things around. The next shortstop option for us, though, I'm not sure if that would be Josh Smith or somebody at AAA, just because most of these guys can't play short. Going down to the AAA level, Max Muncy is there, hitting .229 with 3 homers. He can play short, but hasn't played great at AAA this year. There's also Julian Rodriguez, who I've wanted to see at times in this series, be the shortstop of the future. And you gotta wonder if it makes sense to have him make his debut. Looking at our options here, I do think it's either Muncy or Julian Rodriguez. We've already used the option on him this year because he was at spring training. I think it's probably time. Hopefully Trey can get things figured out. He's going to AAA. I can't believe that. And Julian Rodriguez will make his major league debut. Rodriguez was drafted back in year 3. It was the same draft that gave us Gregorio Uribe and Edgar Gonzalez. That class has yet to make a significant impact at the major leagues. Gregorio Uribe is the only player who's even gotten playing time at the bigs. And let's check in on him. He's only pitched 7 innings, and they've been good. But it's hard to get the volume up for a lot of these relievers. Ashby gets a lot of it. I have Uribe here in the second long relief position, and maybe that one is just not getting used much. Montez got a ton of innings this year. He might have made a few starts. Yeah, he made 8 starts, I guess, when there was an injury and I just had to auto shuffle some things. We do have Henry Vasquez, though, 103 strikeouts, 86 innings pitched. He is still getting strikeouts at a high clip, even higher than last year. How about Penn Murphy's numbers? We saw a couple blown saves today. He is regressing. He's 35. He's already blown as many saves this year as he did all of last year, including the postseason, which is a bit concerning. Looking at league leaders for home runs, Yusniel Cruz needs to pick up the pace. He and Manny Reyes have a chance to play in the Derby, but they're on the outside looking in right now. We sit here with a 40-36 record, and I'm pretty happy overall with this episode, not knowing exactly what I was going to do, but I'm starting to formulate a plan here, and this is our title defense year. I'm okay spending a few episodes in this one and being a little more brief during future seasons, just because it's so close to our actual title-winning season. I feel like speeding it up more as we go makes a lot of sense. But we're kind of at a crossroads in this season. The team is playing good, leading a bad division where nobody else is above 500. But as far as division leaders go, we are one of the weakest right now, and actually the worst division leading team just by raw wins and losses. Feels like there's a lot of work to do this year with the 28th batting average, 27th scoring offense. I did not see that happening. Home runs, about league average with 2 breakaway hitters. And we still have the best ERA, but the gap is not quite as wide as it was after the first month of the year. So I feel the team has regressed, and we're trying to find some solutions right now. Julian Rodriguez set to make his debut. That'd be a fun way to kick off the next video, and then continue on the same way I did today if you enjoyed that style. I've also been trying to think lately about what am I going to do on MLB 24, and whatever I do is not going to be quite like the A's franchise because I just don't want to dedicate another 9 months to the series without doing anything else on the channel. So I'm not sure that's entirely doable. But if you enjoyed a video like today's was with this faster pace, that might make it easier to think about how to do my next series in a much smaller span of time, given I like to do Madden content when Madden drops, and the big unknown is college football this year from EA. And I'm really looking forward to hopefully starting some fresh college football content when that releases. But for now, let me know what you thought of today's video. I'm going to continue working at this series, and I want to get you a fair amount of videos between now and MLB 24 coming out. But please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next time in the A's franchise. Have a great day, everybody.